let's do our makeup for the summer. Super light with my Seint Demi, which I'm obsessed with, and Beauty Society as well, because I feel like this gives such beautiful sheer coverage, serum-like tinted foundation coverage. Let's go. So this is going to be my Demi Hybrid method, and I'm going to incorporate my Beauty Society with the Seint Demi line. So I am going to start with my balm, which I always do. This is the balm. These are lip conditioners, and I like to have my balm here too. It's unscented, and I love to use this on my under eyes before Demi, and just in general before any under eye coverage or concealer. This just gives a nice moisturizing slip to the skin. You put it on very, very thin, and is going to cause foundation or concealer or the Demi to lay on top very nicely without creasing, and to smooth on to the skin very nicely as well. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do before I get to the Demi, because I'll do that last, is I'm going to start with a base of very light tinted serum foundation. This is Sheer Joy from Beauty Society. I love this stuff. This is my summer shade, and all of these are refillable actually. So like this comes out, if I could do it here, and you unscrew this and you put it back just like that. So when you're going to repurchase your color, you keep the case and just the inside is recyclable, which is really, really cool. So here is a couple of pumps of my Sheer Joy, and this is my summer color. It looks very, very dark, but when I incorporate this and all the beads start to dissolve, you'll see it's giving me a nice tinted glow. And then I go down to my neck too, because my face always gets like a little bit more sun than my neck does. And I do wear sunscreen every single day, even when I'm not sitting in the sun. But if I wore my winter shade, it looks a little bit too ghostly right now. So this has been working really well. So I just make sure that I incorporate it everywhere. And you can see like what a beautiful finish that leaves. And it's super light. I put the rest on my eyelids, like so. And then sometimes I'll add an extra pump for my chest, you know, just to make everything uniform. And what I was saying before about the beads, basically the pigment is suspended in the serum. And when you rub it together, that is when all of the pigment gets dispersed. So I'm just gonna, and it smooths very, very easily because of the serum-like finish to it. There. And then I could also do more with bronzer too if I wanted to do a little bit more of a tint down here. And this just sits on the skin so light. I don't feel like I have anything on. You could just leave it like this and go to the gym, do whatever, you know, your errands for the day, or if you're going to be out and about and you don't feel like having like the feel of anything, any makeup at all on your face, you could just leave it just like this. And I've done that many, many times, especially like even just for work. And I feel like it just looks really, really nice and fresh. But today, this is about a little bit more coverage, a little bit more glam, a little bit more polished. So I am going to continue. What I'm going to do is I'll go into the next Sheer Joy product. And there's also blush in this line. I love this stuff. It's so, so pretty, and it lays on the skin like airbrush because it is that tinted serum with the pigment suspended in the serum. And like I said, it's got hyaluronic acid in here, cucumber extract. It also has aloe extract in there. It's got peptides in it too. So this is also like collagen producing. So it just adds, it's like an adjunct to your skincare. So I just use a fluffy brush, something that is not too dense, but you can. So it's probably in between fluffy and super dense, and I just go right on the brush. Actually, this one I kind of use more like a paddle, and you'll see it looks very, very pigmented when I first put it on. So I'm just going to pat and smooth at the same time. And this is just such a pretty flush of color, and you could build these up. And like I said, you could just leave it like this, just with the serum tint and the blush, and you are good to go. Now, the reason I like using these serum blushes actually is because, like I said, they're more like a stain. I feel like they stay better and I don't have to layer as much on top, and I could just do like, say, a bronzer, and then this just shows from underneath, so I don't necessarily have to put a cream blush on top if I don't want to, especially for the summer. All right, so that is that. Now I am going to go into a couple of the sticks if I want a little bit more coverage here. Okay, so first I am going to do some sculpting with the Beauty Society stick. This is Java. I like how everything is written so big on these. The foundation comes in gold. So if you have these together, because that's one thing that I absolutely love about Seint, is that everything is in one compact, of course. And I've been asked before, like, is this cumbersome to be searching around your makeup bag? No, because I take them out, and if I have them on the counter, I just put them label side up, and I could see the blushes have like the color, the letters are super big, so it's really easy to grab, and it's just as fast doing your makeup with these than it is that it also is with Seint makeup, with the one compact and everything in one place. So I am going to start with the bronzer and just doing the Sculpt. And this is the one that is most akin to Bella to me. And it does have a little bit more density. So it looks kind of crazy when I first put it on. And then I'm just going to build as I go. So I like tap, and you could even smooth it. Sometimes I feel like smoothing might give you a little bit too much. So this way you could kind of build it up little by little. And then I'm going to use my Beauty Society brush, which, let me find it. Got it. Okay, so this is the Beauty Society sculpting brush, and this you could do your whole face with. And this is their cream foundation. I mean, you could even use this with, liquid foundation. Anything that you have is totally fine because it has some density to it, but it's also movable, so you could really sculpt everything. And then the jawline, of course, bring it down. There. Now this side, let me just etch out a little bit up here. And I only do the tiniest bit on this little gel area here, and then it just spreads really evenly and nicely all the way along my jawline, so I could build that up and go little by little so I'm not going overboard all at once, which I tend to do. And you see how easily that blends out. And there we go. Okay, I usually go overboard with my blush and bronzer, so I like to do anything with the foundation. This is the Timeless Stick Foundation from Beauty Society, and like I said, this is very, very light. I feel like it's lighter than my Seint highlights. So when I want to do like super light makeup and I need to like fix anything, I usually use this because it's literally barely there, but it'll clean up the lines and it feels really good on the skin too. So I could kind of control that back and then resculpt, and everything kind of melds together in one. And I have that bronzer, I guess you could say, because I did it more like a sculpting. And that's it. And then that serum like cream stick just disappears into the skin. It feels so nice on the skin too. Okay, so far that's all I did. I have that tinted serum all over, which is super barely there, but it gave me a little bit of a tint. And then I did that bronzer, and I did a little bit of my Timeless Stick Foundation from Beauty Society that is so, so light and creamy and serum-like. It feels more serum-y to me, like when I put this on, more so than my Seint makeup. Now, if I wanted some more oomph and I need some more coverage and I wanted a little bit more medium to full coverage, then I go into my Seint highlights, which is why I love to use both of these lines together as a hybrid many times. Most often, that's what I do for like special occasions, but I could even just do one or the other, depending. I like having the options. I really like having the options. And I have to say that my customers also have been really liking doing like supplementing their, either if they started with Beauty Society or they started with Seint and they get a couple products from the other line, and they're really enjoying doing that as well. And they could pick like whatever finish they want, and it just makes makeup even more fun again too because of that. But yeah, the finish is really, really nice. I love it. All right, so now I am going to go into the demi portion because my under eyes. Now, one thing that is really interesting is I feel like I barely even need anything on my under eyes, and that has to do with the skincare, which is from Beauty Society. And I've been forgetting to do this. I've been forgetting to introduce myself in the beginning of the videos. My name is Lisa, for anybody that is new here, and I'm an esthetician. I've been an esthetician for 23 years. My channel is all about helping you with your skincare and makeup. So I'm just about to talk about how to contact me if you want to talk about your skincare, you want to up your skincare game, you want to try this Beauty Society line. My info is all down below in the description box. I have my link tree is there. All of my info is there, shopping links, everything. But the first tab is the skin questionnaire. You fill that out so I could see what your skin type is, what it is that you're looking for, your skin concerns, what you need to, what issues you have and what you want to correct. And that is how I customize a skincare regimen for you. Anyway, going back to my under eyes. If the people that have been following me and you've seen my other videos, you know what my under eyes look like before. And anybody that's new here, just reference some videos back. I started Beauty Society March 20th. So it's been a little over 12 weeks now, and I've had videos where I show my befores and afters as well. So you could see in my documented photos, my under eyes have always been an issue. Now that I'm getting older, they're worse and worse, that things start happening, hollowing out, collagen loss, stuff like that is making like the dents and the hollows appear even more prominent. Now, obviously, a cream is not going to do anything for that. However, there is some plumping from peptides and things that could happen and help the area. But the main thing that has blown me away is my dark circles, the discoloration, like how much the Beauty Society skincare, specifically Immortalized Eye Cream and Our Little Secret Serum, which is a peptide serum. Both of those things together, I feel like really, really made such a difference in the appearance of my under eyes, and they look so much more fresh and more firm, and the discoloration is diminished greatly. So because of that, I barely have to do anything for color correction now. It's crazy. So right now, all I have on my under eyes is that Sheer Joy Tinted Serum. But if I want to up it, let's see. Let's see if, how little I need of Demi now. So my Demi palette, this is my Demi correcting palette, and I also have these for blemishes, because sometimes when I do get a blemish, I get like this post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation and tends to go like reddish blue, purple, so I usually do yellow for the super purple, and then these are like for the blues. Now, again, you don't have to worry about any of this. If you're interested in Demi, I also have a color match form on my link tree in the description, and you send me a makeup-free selfie so I could see your skin tone, so I could pick your shades, whether you're interested in the 3D foundation from Seint or the Demi as well. So you'll be able to tell me like what it is that you're concerned with and what you want to correct, and that's how I pick the shades for you. So everything is customized. Your palette would be customized. I just still can't get over how much this Beauty Society skincare line has transformed my skin. Not only the clarity and the brightness, my overall complexion, but my under eyes especially, which were my biggest problem area. And now I barely have to use as much Demi as I used to for color correction. First off, I have like some concentrated blue areas, and I have been using my spot brush with my Power Color. And these are all customized to you. You can determine what shades you need based on your color match. All of my info is in the description, and you will send a makeup-free selfie and also what your concerns are in terms of what it is that you'd like to color correct. And I can see that in your photos. And I determine what shades you need based on the discoloration that you have. And this is how you place it. And it seems counterintuitive, like how is this going to last? You put them on so thin that it will last all day. I have a vein right here, and I just put it right on top. And this is not time consuming at all, because once you know exactly where to place your colors, it goes by boom, boom, boom. You will be racing through this. And then these are wax based as well. So that is another reason why they end up staying in place, and because you're putting them on so thin and sheer, and they move with your skin. This is another shade that I use in the trough here, just to kind of bring the illusion that this trough is being pushed forward. And this is also another power color that is very popular for lighter skin tones. And there are others based on your skin tones that you could utilize this way as well. But again, all based on your color match. All right. And then sometimes what I'll do is I'll feather a little bit more down here. And I used to need a ton on my outer corner, but I feel like the skincare that I've been using literally has brightened up these areas considerably, which is so crazy to me. And then on my eyelids, I just sweep across like so, very, very thin. Again, I don't need as much as I used to. I used to have to dip back in a few times, but now that's really all I need, just to kind of give me a wash of evening, and it still looks like skin. Okay, so now you can see that this is a little bit more brightened, but it is still skin-like. Now let's do the other side. I also like to have my cleaning tile here. Works very well with the Demi. So as you're switching colors, it's very, very easy to wipe. This thing is really easy to clean. Of course, pops right into your palette. So I'll do the other eye, same thing. So right now I'm still left with some of this discoloration up here, these super blue areas. And like I said, this is all determined by your color match. I'll be able to see what discolorations you have that need to be corrected there. And that is gone. And I keep saying this, keep reiterating it, because it seems weird, like how is this going to stay? But these are wax-based, and that's a good thing because it moves with your skin, and it is not going to crack or crease or evaporate, and it moves with your skin, so it is going to stay supple and not crease into the lines because you are just layering them little by little. Water-based concealers tend to evaporate from your skin, which is what leaves that chalky appearance. And this pinpoint coverage that I'm doing, you are going to figure out exactly where your colors go, and you will do this lickety split. It does not take that long. I mean, even with me explaining it, this is not taking too long for me to do. And now on my eyelids, you saw I just used the fluffy side, and this just kind of evened everything out, but it still looks like skin. It's not cakey, or nothing is going to crease either because I put it on so sheer. It just canceled out the discoloration. And again, if you see my other videos from before, I used to have to use much more Demi in order to get this kind of color correction. And now with my skincare that I keep going on and on about, those two products, I'm telling you, they're like a godsend. Immortalize and Our Little Secret Serum has just literally transformed my eyes, especially like the super dark discoloration that I used to have all down here. This was all more purple. I used to have to put way more O3 here on the outside. Sometimes I had to incorporate like the Y01, which is the purple blue. I just can't get over it. Okay, so now my under eyes are done. I almost like don't even know what to do with myself because I literally just put it in like 4 spots. And that is how Demi is intended. You're supposed to put on very, very minimal. I had such discoloration before though that I just felt like I needed a bit more. I needed a bit more. All right, so now I'm going to go into my cleaning tile because I want to show you this little guy here that is flat now, but it's that post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And I want to show you how you put on the color correction on pimples or melasma spots after you do your color cosmetics, you know, so after you put like your blush and even after like very light foundation like I just did. It seems weird to people that you spot correct after you put on all of your blush and everything, but that's how Demi works. This has some purple blue, so I am going to go into my shade that combats purple blue, and then you only touch color to color with a very, very fine pointed pinpoint brush like the spot brush. Sometimes I got to push it with my tongue a little bit in order to get more of a pinpoint precision. And that's it. Literally has just disappeared and melded into my skin. Now, because you're putting them on so sheer, you can powder on top, but literally this will not move. It's wax-based. It moves with your skin. It's not going to dry and be all chalky and crepey like traditional concealer. I'm almost done. So all of the very light coverage and color correction has been done. And now I want to put a little bit more bronze, just a little bit more bronze, but you could leave it just like this. And I'm not going to do any colored blush. I'm just going to do more of the glowy warmth that I want. So let's see. I think what I'm going to show you is, because you could use these on your eyes as well, and I only have the Demi on here, and you could use either the Beauty Society brush because it's got like this little pinpoint edge, so that totally works. So you could do that, or again, that's why I love both of these lines together for not only the makeup but even the brushes. Here is my spot brush because that's the one I was using. I'll use the fluffy side and just go straight onto the stick. And I could also do that as well and do like a very, very, very light bronzy eyelid. And again, it won't crease because I always feather these on so light. And then perhaps, let me see on this side, this is the small end of the spot brush, and you could even do like an eyeliner of sorts. Possibly even on the lower lash line. Of course, you could make this more pigmented if you want, but I'm looking for super light where it's like barely there, but you could still define and give a little bit of structure to your eyes. Okay, so that is super cute, and everything looks like super supple and glowy. I love that. That's so cute. Okay, now I am going to continue. I'm going to do a little bit more glow, and I am going to use the Beauty Society Regal highlighting stick. Again, these are also refillable. The same thing with the foundation one that's in gold. And once you get the case is very luxe. I love this because it's magnetic and it feels weighty. It's really nice product. And I am going to put this on the top of my cheekbones here just a little bit, and you'll see that it's not like a super in your face type of a highlighter. It's more like a gleam. And sometimes I like to do this first before I layer on a little bit more bronzer because I feel like this could wipe the bronzer away, and maybe just because I kind of tend to be a little heavy-handed on it because I like the glow so much. So I put this on underneath and then have the bronzer on top in order for it to glow through. And what I'm going to do, because I could use more of the Java, but I am going to incorporate a little more Seint with my favorite Bella bronzer. And this is a sheer bronzer that goes on top, and it just lays so beautifully. And I'm going to show you just on the tops of my cheekbones, like the difference. It's going to give me a little bit more glow. Fan it out. I always put it on my super fluffy side of my blush and bronzer brush. And it just gives me a little bit more of that sun-kissed warmth on my temples that I love. And I tend to really like to go on the outside of my eyes too. The warmth on the outside, I feel like, just really helps the skin look more vital. And then I also like to go down my neck here, and especially with this blush and bronzer brush, it takes 2 seconds for it to do the coverage that you need. And the reason why I like featuring these two together, the blush and bronzer brush with Bella bronzer in particular, because that's my favorite, but any bronzer that you pick up, if you get the blush and bronzer collection, you save $11 on the bronzer itself, because it comes in a bundle, and you could choose, or we can choose, what color will suit you based on your skin tone, because there's 4 different ones. This one's the most neutral bronzer that we have. There is 2 that are lighter than this, and one of them that is for fair skin, and then one that is for deeper skin tones. I wear all of them, and even the super deep one, I could get away with it like with a lighter hand, but it has more of a reddish tone to it, which I really love. It's so cute, and I'm able to use that especially in the summer. So either bronzer that you pick up, you will save $11 with the bundle by getting the blush and bronzer brush, and you could do your whole face with this as well. Even your foundation is works really well with this one. This is one of my top picks of brushes. I've been crushing on this Worth It Lip Plumper from Beauty Society, and it's like cinnamon, and it feels really, really good. The tingle is not annoying, because usually I don't like these. And even though it's clear, I feel like it leaves a little bit of a pink tint. But what I really like this for is not only the plumping action, but I like to wear it underneath any of my other lip products. So like my lip and cheeks, and I have Madrid in here. And I could just put this on top and do a little bit of a peach lip, but glossy at the same time. And then sometimes I'll mix it with the bronzer to give it a little bit more bronziness, so it's not necessarily super coral. So that made it more into like a peachy balm, which is in keeping with like the super light makeup, the summery bronzy glow. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed that. Please let me know if you have any questions. Leave any questions in the comments and I'll answer them there, or get in contact with me. Like I said, all of my info is in the description. If you want a color match, if you're interested in the skincare. Also the skincare, I have to keep remembering to mention this, is a 12-month money-back guarantee. If it does not work for you, you have 12 months to try it. I know that sounds insane, but seriously, 12 months. So let me know. And again, thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching my video. Anybody that is new here, welcome to my channel. I am so happy that you're here. I will see you guys soon.